Hey there. Thank you for joining me on this day. I do record these on Thursdays, but what I wanted to talk about today is surrender. Now, surrender is a big word, and I know sometimes we think that we do surrender things that really need to be surrendered to God, but then we pick it back up. But during my first year, surrender was very hard for me. I thought I surrendered, and then I realized that I didn't, that I picked it back up again. And actually, I didn't really know what it meant. I didn't know, what am I supposed to be surrendering, because I didn't want to let go of my husband. I felt like I had to hold on as tight as I could. And I eventually surrendered that, and I have started growing more toward the future that God has planned for me because of that. And it took me a little while to do that. Another thing that I did was I constantly second guessed everything that I did and everything that I said. I was totally in bound up in fear a lot of times, because we did everything and made every decision together. So it was very difficult for me to decide. The little crazy things, should I do this? Should I do that? No, I beat myself up so much. And that's one thing that we don't want to do in this period, because when I stayed in that place of always second guessing everything I did, I was miserable. I was unhappy. But I finally talked it over with God, and I got peace over everything, which I always ask God things now, but before it was just I went straight to Randy and got my answers. But now I ask God what I need to do, and He usually tells me in a way. But one thing that I think that we should do is think about the future that we have, that God's got planned for us, and He's got a bright future. And I know there was many days that I thought, how could that be? And I just didn't want to look at that, because I couldn't understand that. But there's a verse, and I've already given it to you. It's Proverbs 3:5-6. That is a very helpful verse. So if you will, look that up in your Bible and just read that to yourself or out loud every day, and you'll get a tremendous blessing from it. I hope you have a wonderful day.